Hi, Katty, ErDi, and Bante. Thank you very much for your really interesting video, guys. It was really interesting to listen your opinions, guys. First of all, well, I'm really glad that you are okay, ErDi, because I knew that you have taken part in a hunger strike to give support to a friend. I've heard that it is due to some prisoners that are over there in Russia, and you are fighting for them to getting freed, right? I really hope so. And well, it was really interesting. Well, I guess that perhaps the main topic of this chat was about fluentifying. And thank you very much, Katty, for showing it to us. Unfortunately, I haven't enrolled, right? But I guess that it's really interesting. I really look up to Christian and all what he does and all what you do, Katty. But I haven't enrolled. I perhaps perhaps for a next time, right? But it's really interesting, and you have showed us. You have shown us, not you have shown us a little bit of the first episode, right? The first chapter, and it was really interesting. Christian talked a little bit about small talk, right? A small talk, and that was really interesting. And you have explained us, Katty, 4 rules about small talks as well, and that's really interesting. Another thing that you have talked about a little bit was about silence, right? And how silence is sometimes uncomfortable in the English culture. And I remember that there was once when in a video lot of time ago, when Christian talked a little bit about this, and he said, for example, that in his local town he used to go into a cafe, right? And he finds so rude some people that ask for a coffee without talking too much, right? Only saying, "Hi, give me a coffee, please," right? And "I want a coffee, please." Nothing more than that. But he has found that so rude. But his way to ask for a coffee is saying, "Hello, how are you? How it's going?" And talk a little bit more, and at the end ask for a coffee, right? And he said in that video that those are really good manners, right? But I remember that in that video he told that he told us that perhaps nowadays he has been realizing about another point of view of it, and which is that really silences are more uncomfortable when you really don't trust very much in somebody, right? Because when you really trust in somebody, those silences are really not that uncomfortable, right? So that's really interesting to take into account, and I definitely agree with that. Because, for example, I'm with somebody that it's really close to me, I don't feel that uncomfortable staying silent for a while, right? Or staying silent for long, right? Perhaps we can be watching something, or we can be thinking, or we can be close to each other, right? By my side, I can be, for example, by my side with somebody and silent for a while, and doesn't matter, right? So that's another side, right? That's another side of silences, right? And what more can I add about small talks? I think that I have had some small talks sometimes with native English speakers, right? But it's not always easy. For example, right? For example, suppose I am here and I listen that there are some people speaking English, right? Suppose, but sometimes I don't dare to bothering, right? I don't dare to ask them for a talk, right? Because it's not. I think sometimes that it is not suitable, right? But there are other moments when I have asked for a small talk. I remember, for example, 2 times. For example, there was once where I was in a place, and there came, I realized that there was an native English speaker, right? And I realized about that. I have figured it out. I have figured out about it, and I said to him, "Sorry, do you speak English?" Yeah. Can I talk a little bit to you? And I have recorded a little bit, right? I asked him, "Can I record a little bit?" Because I explained to her I'm part in a group which we are English learners, and yes, he accepts. He has accepted, and I have taken a little small talk, right? I remember there was another small talk when do you remember a video that I posted about a religion called wait me a moment, Baha'is religion. There was I went to a temple and of Baha'is religion, and then I had a small talk with a lady from that religion, and that was really interesting. I have posted that video on Canguro English. There is Mormon people. In the past I have had some small talks with Mormon people, And and another voyage, I remember that there was a man who was fond to taking pictures, right? He had a professional camera, and then I talked a little bit to him about it, right? But typically, when I have a small talk with somebody, I ask them, how long have you been here? I ask them, do you think to go to another place from here? What places do you know from here? Those are typical questions that I do, and but I have to admit that after a while, perhaps 10 minutes, no more than 10 minutes, then it's a little bit harder to keep that conversation, right? Because you have to know that basically it's a stranger, right? And it's not easy. But I really enjoy small talks when I have the opportunity. But I have to admit as well that, well, in my language, when I am on the bus or other place, I'm not used to talking too much to people. I'm usually on my own, right? But always, for example, I can perhaps sometimes I can comment something about the bus, about the hour, about the weather, something short, right? But it's really interesting what you have been talking about, Katty. So, well, now I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you very much for your interesting chat, guys. Okay, bye-bye.